Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden. In today's video we have the top 20 sports sedans for less than $10,000. I've been looking at some sports sedans lately because that's what I'm trying to get for my next car. Some sort of sedan that's reliable, I can transport my friends in, but it's also sporty and fun. So I decided, why not help the boys out? Why not help the gentlemen out? I've been finding some for under $10,000 that I was surprised are under $10,000, and I think most of you guys would be surprised they're under $10,000 as well. So we're gonna give it a shot. Also, guys, I really quickly want to point out there, I have missed quite a bit of videos recently, and I might be doing that still. And the reason why is quite simple, honestly. I'm very close to buying a house, which is really exciting, but very stressful and takes a lot of time. So I've been doing that, and I'm not saying that like that has priority over YouTube, because YouTube is my job, and so obviously this has priority. But at the same time, if I can't make a YouTube video and I like can't miss a meeting or something with a loan officer, I'm obviously going to go to the loan officer meeting instead of make a YouTube video. So that's the reason why I've been missing some of that. And on top of that, oh yeah, the other reason why is because I have a big idea planned for when we reach 100,000 subscribers, and so I've been working on that in the background, trying to get it ready for the when we reach 100,000 subscribers, because it's a whole week-long thing. I want to make that very clear. So the day that we hit 100,000 subscribers, every single day after that, I want to have one of the videos ready. I'm not going to fully tell you guys what that is just yet, but just know it's going to be pretty big. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited. I'm excited. I've been working on it like crazy, though. It takes a lot of time, and so yeah, I've been trying to get it ready. But anyway, without further ado, let's go right into the list with number 20. Number 20 is going to a car that I used to talk about all the time on this channel, but I've recently stopped. And the reasoning why is because I quite honestly just lost some interest in it, mate. It's the Mazda Speed 6. The Mazda Speed 6 comes with a 2.3 liter turbocharged inline 4, making 263 horsepower, and it's all-wheel drive. Now you may be like, no, it's not. It's front-wheel drive, you idiot. The Mazda Speed 3 is front-wheel drive. This is pretty much the same car. Yeah, but that's what makes them different, dingleberries, that this one's all-wheel drive and that one's front-wheel drive. It pretty much is just a Mazda Speed 3 in sedan form, but with all-wheel drive though, and that's a gosh darn good combo if you ask me. Coming in at the number 19 spot is a very unreliable one. It's the BMW 550i E60. The E60 has always kind of had a reputation for being just one of the most unreliable BMWs out there, and for good reason. They are unreliable. They come with a 4.8 liter V8 making 367 horsepower, and they're rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Obviously 370 horsepower is crazy. A 4.8 liter V8 is crazy, but as we all know, Germans and V8s don't go together that well. They make some of the most unreliable V8s out there. Inline 6s, count me in. V8s, count me out. And that's kind of what this car suffered from. But if you don't care about the reliability, this thing's gonna be fun. From one unreliable stinker to another one, number 18 is the Jaguar XF. The Jaguar XF is British. Just about every single British car out there is not reliable. This one comes with a 2-liter turbo inline 4, making 246 horsepower in its rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. The Jaguar XF, I feel like, is such an underrated car in the car community in general. I feel like no one talks about these, and again, the reasoning why is because of the reliability, just like the E60. This is the reason why you don't see a lot of E60s. They're not that reliable, and so car guys aren't going to go around telling people they should buy them if they're not reliable. But if they're really cool, and they're so luxurious too. 17th place is going to a little bit of a clout mobile nowadays, the Audi A3. They have sportiness to it. On top of that, it's a turbo inline 4 from Audi. You know you can get more power out of that. 16th is going to a car that I want more than anything in this world, the Subaru WRX Blob-eye. I love the Blob-eye WRX. It's like my favorite Subaru of all time. I think they just look absolutely perfect, and they are still under $10,000, and I believe are still a good deal. They come with 2.5 liter turbo flat 4, of course, because that's just all those WRX boys, making 225 horsepower, going to all 4 wheels, of course, because it's a Subi. This is obviously for the tuner boys. You know, if you're into the Japanese stuff, you probably already thought about this one. They're just that good of an option. Off-road capabilities, check. Tuning potential, check. Reliability, check. Stock, but once you start to modify it, not really. But you know it is reliable as hell? The Dodge Neon SRT4. The SRT4 Neon is somehow still just staying at its price point that it was at like 2 years ago. I don't understand how that happens with this car, but it is. It comes with a 2.4 liter turbo inline 4, making 230 horsepower, and it is front-wheel drive. Front-wheel drive, obviously, a little bit of a downside. You know, I'm not going to sit there and lie to you. A little bit of a downside, but it's got a freaking monster of a motor under the hood. Inline 4s never really have like the best tuning potential, but they're usually put in very lightweight cars, and this is one of those. It's incredibly lightweight, has some decent tuning potential, and it looks pretty nice too. I mean, it definitely had to grow on me. When I first looked at the SRT4, I was not a big fan, but it's grown on me since. 14th is going to a car that I'm actually looking at buying as my next, well, not this exact model, but same chassis. It's the BMW 328i F30. I'm looking at buying a 340i or maybe a 335i F30 because I love this platform. I think the F30 is so underrated. It comes with a 2-liter turbo inline-4 making 230 horsepower in its rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Yes, the 328i is the base model. Yes, it's the slower one. 230 horsepower is not that crazy, and the not N50. It's the B48, I think is what the motor's called. Is not the best for making power either, so I'm not going to sit there and lie to you about that, but it's a freaking BMW, okay? It's got all the BMW bells and whistles that you could want, just in a much more conservative, slower, economical package. Speaking of user-friendly, 13th place is the Acura TSX. I used to talk about this car all the time, and the boyos over at the YouTube comment section were only like, yeah, I like that, man. And then I was like, you know what? I don't want to make him happy anymore. And I stopped talking about it. I don't know why I did that. But it comes with a 2.4 liter inline-4, making 205 horsepower in its front-wheel drive. Now, this may be a car that's not appealing to you. You may be like, why is he talking about this? It doesn't look like anything special whatsoever. Well, the motor under the hood is a K-Series. And if you know anything about the old Honda history, boys, you know that the K-Series packs a serious punch. Okay? Mike Tyson actually used to train with a K-Series motor. It was insane. But the TSX has one. They're 4 doors. They look aggressive. I like them. 12th place is a car that I never knew was under $10,000, and the fact that it is mind-blowing to me. It's the Audi A7 first generation, because this is the first time they've ever made A7s in history, which actually kind of blew me away. I always thought that they made like a 90s one, but nope. It comes with a 3.6 liter V6, making 245 horsepower in its all-wheel drive. Now, V6s aren't necessarily the most reliable motors out there. They never really have been, but V motors in general just aren't. But on top of that, this car is not turbocharged. Okay, that's a big plus. That's a big plus towards its reliability. A lot of modern Audis, BMWs, Mercedes are turboed. This one's not. It's naturally aspirated, probably decently reliable. 250 horsepower is not bad. Yes, it's a heavier car, but it's also incredibly luxurious. 11th place, however, is going to another car. I feel like this video is like cars that I used to talk about all the time, but I don't talk about them anymore because it's the Ford Taurus Show, second generation of the Taurus Show. Or is it the third? Yeah, it would be the third gen, actually, technically. That's crazy. Third gen of the Ford Taurus Show, which is a police one that you guys know of. It comes with a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6, making 365 horsepower in its all-wheel drive. Obviously, that horsepower number is pretty good. So what's the downside? Well, it's boring. It's a police car, okay? Do you really want to be rolling around in a police car? That's kind of the question you have to ask yourself. Sure, things like the Crown Vic were also police cars, but those were rear-wheel drive and very, very cheap. The Taurus Show is not that cheap, and it's not rear-wheel drive. But breaking its way into the top 10, and this one's going to blow some people's minds, I feel like. It's the Toyota Mark II GX100. Yes, an imported car for less than 10 grand. Let me explain. The car comes with a 2-liter inline-6, making 160 horsepower in its rear-wheel drive. Now, that number is very low, and it's not a lightweight car. It's really not. So you may be thinking, well, how? Because these cars are really popular. Well, these are popular, but not this chassis. The JZX100 chassis of the Mark II is, but not the GX100. But what that means is you can find already imported Mark IIs for dirt cheap. There's one in Connecticut right now for $6,500 with guess how many miles on it? 39,000 original miles on a clean title car that was already imported. These cars are dirt cheap. If you want to fake it till you make it, buy one. 9th place, however, is going to a car that's more well known, I would say, the Honda Civic Si, 9th generation. I usually talk about the 8th gen Civics, but today I can afford to talk about the 9th gen because we're under 10K, and so I'm going to. Comes with a 2.4 liter inline-4, making 201 horsepower in its front wheel drive. If that number sounds familiar to you, that's because it is. It's the same motor they put in the TSX we were just talking about earlier. So why is the Civic Si higher than it? Well, the Civic Si just has a much more aftermarket friendly, tuner friendly platform. The Civic SIs also were just the TSX, while it was made, you know, kind of sporty with sporty aspects in mind, the Civic Si was made with a lot of sportiness in mind. So there's a lot more room for potential out there with the Civic over the TSX. 8th position, however, is going to the Lexus IS250, which is a car that I do talk about quite a bit, but not this one because it's the 3rd generation of the Lexus IS, not the 2nd one. I usually talk about the 2nd gen or the 1st gen, but not the 3rd gen because I never knew they were under 10K, but they are. They come with a 2.5 liter V6, making 204 horsepower in its rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. It's actually the same motor that they were putting in the 2nd gen IS, Lexus IS250s. but just in a newer, much more modern interior, better looking out exterior in my opinion, platform. And so overall, I think it's just a better option than the second gen, and I like it a lot. 7th place, however, is going back to the land of Germany with the Mercedes C300 W204. This is the W204 platform is probably one of my favorite chassis Mercedes ever made. I think they just kind of perfected the body lines of these cars. They look so good. It comes with a 3-liter V6, making 231 horsepower in its rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Obviously, another naturally aspirated V6. The reliability there is questionable, especially since it's from Mercedes. They don't necessarily have the best reputation for reliability, so keep that in mind. But the car itself is really cool looking, very fun to drive. It has a really nice interior. Mercedes is probably the best of that. There's all around a good car. 6th place is one that blew me away to find sitting under $10,000, and to be honest with you, and I might have just gotten lucky because I still can't really believe it, it's the BMW 550i F10. The F10 BMWs are beautiful, beautiful cars that are very wanted in the community, and the fact that the 550is are already under 10K really blew me away. Comes with a 4.4-liter turbo V8, making 440 horsepower in its rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Obviously, that horsepower number is huge. It's the biggest one on this list. Another reason why I kind of don't believe that it's under 10K, but I think the reason why they're sitting under 10K is a turbocharged V8 from BMW is probably one of the most unreliable motors out there right now. You are not going to be daily driving a 550i F10 all over the place without any repercussions. But you know what's much more reliable than that, and only slightly slower, surprisingly? The Chrysler 300 SRT8, specifically the first generation, but if you can find a second gen under 10K, I mean, that's an even better deal. The first gen comes with a 6.1-liter V8, making 425 horsepower in its rear-wheel drive only. They did not make the SRT8 models as all-wheel drive. 425 horsepower, by the way, for under 10 grand. This car is so slept on. This is like the CTS-V before the CTS-V was a thing. This thing is a monster. Yes, it's incredibly heavy. Yes, it's a land yacht. Yes, it only comes with an automatic. Yes, there are some downsides, but there are also some upsides. First of all, it's reliable. It's a Hemi V8. They've always been reliable. 400 horsepower is obviously still insane. Rear-wheel drive is pretty cool. Tons of space. All around, just a really good platform. 4th place, however, is let me explain real quick. It's the Subaru WRX Raptor, and this is why my lists are always kind of weird, because on somebody else's list, they might have put the 300 SRT8 higher than this, because this car only comes with a 2-liter turbo flat 4, and it only makes 268 horsepower going to all 4 wheels. But the reason why this car is higher than things like the Chrysler 300 or the BMW we just talked about is because I like to take into consideration everything, everything about the car, and kind of put it into like a little stirring pot. And overall, I think the WRX Raptor is a better decision for most people than a Chrysler 300 is. It's all-wheel drive, which is a lot better. Its reliability out the gate is better. Again, it is a WRX, so if you modify it, reliability goes out the window. But if it's stock, its reliability is much better. It's just a nicer ride. It's lighter. If you like handling stuff, that's better. It comes with a manual. It's a more enthusiast package. 3rd place, however, is another very enthusiast-heavy car, the Audi S4 B8. These cars are dirt cheap. I don't know what it is about S4s, but they drop in price faster than the freaking housing market in 2008. Comes with a 3-liter supercharged V6, making 333 horsepower in its all-wheel drive. Now you may be like, oh my god, a supercharged V6 from Audi. Count me out. That's probably incredibly unreliable. It's definitely not the most reliable motor out there. I want to make that clear, but it's a lot more reliable than what they were doing. They had a V8s in the S4s before this, and that was just bad. And so they decided to do it with a supercharged V6, and it just all around is a better idea. It's got a ton of tuning potential. It's really nice interior because it's in a modern Audi. It's all-wheel drive, one of the best all-wheel drive systems in the world. Really good platform. 2nd place, however, is another car that I'm really considering buying as my next car, the Infiniti Q50. Admittedly, it is kind of hard to find these under $10,000. If you can, you are definitely looking at over 100,000 miles, possibly a rebuilt title, something around there, but still you can do it. It comes with a 3-liter twin-turbo V6, making 300 horsepower flat in its rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, or it comes with the VQ37, which is a 3.7-liter V6. That one's more reliable. This one's better for building power. Make up your mind, partner. Do you want more power out of your car? Get the 3-liter. If you want more reliability out of your car, get the 3.7-liter. Overall, though, both cars are great options. This 3-liter twin-turbo V6 is the same motor they put in the new Nissan Zs, which is awesome. I think the body lines are beautiful on the car, and it has a really impressive interior, honestly, for being just an Infiniti. But first place, what I believe to be the best sports sedan for less than $10,000 in today's market is going to the BMW 335i E90. The E90 platform sure doesn't look the best. I'll be the first to admit it, but everything else about it is really, really good. It comes with a 3-liter twin-turbo inline-6, making 300 horsepower on the dot, going to the rear wheels or all wheels. That is pretty much exactly the same motor as a Q50, you know, except instead of a V6, it's an inline-6. The reliability is pretty much the same. Their aftermarket potential is not. The E90, it comes with an N54. That motor is incredible for building power. Is it reliable once you start building power? Absolutely not, but it's incredible for doing it in the first place. On top of that, it is a BMW, so the interior is going to be pretty nice. I mean, I would say the Q50 definitely has a better interior of the two. Honestly, it's kind of just personal preference here. I put the E90 a little bit higher, but I could totally see why somebody would rather have a Q50 or even the S4 or the Civic or any of these cars over it. But I think overall the E90 would fit more people's needs than the rest of these cars on this list. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video of the top 20 best sports sedans for less than $10,000. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like these. Tomorrow is going to be a good, bad, and ugly on the Toyota Solara 2nd generation. If you're out there watching this video right now, you're welcome, man. I'm listening to you. He always comments every day. He's like, come on, Toyota Solara 2nd gen. So it's going to be that. But then hopefully my BMW F30 deep dive will be done pretty soon. I did a deep dive on the F30, spoiler alert, and I sent it to the editor like a week ago now, and he still hasn't gotten it back to me yet. So hopefully that's done soon. I'm trying my best to upload every single day while also preparing for the week of videos that I told you I was going to be doing for the 100,000 subscribers special, and while also trying to buy a house. And it's just a lot of stuff going on right now, guys. So I'm trying my best to get it out there. And on top of that, obviously, I'm only human, okay? I want to take some breaks too. It's not like I'm going to be sitting there all day freaking. Sometimes I want to play some Battlefield 4. Sometimes I want to play some Gran Turismo 7. I'm going to do it. I'm going to play some Hearthstone. I'm going to play some Skyrim, some Dark Souls 3. I want to do that, okay? I want to take the load off every once in a while. So sometimes I like to do that too. So it's just time. Time is an issue right now, and I'm trying my best to get these videos out for you guys. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Hope you guys understand, again, the reason why we've been missing a couple of days lately and the reason why we may continue to miss a couple of days in the future. But again, we should be good now, I think. I think we're going to be pretty much all set. I'm going to start grinding, going to start putting the hammer down, so we should be good. But thank you guys for sticking with me. I love each and every one of you. The fact that we're even close to 100,000 subscribers is enough anyway to say thank you. And das vidanya. Have a nice night.